Hi everyone, welcome to the PlannerSpeechie. Today I'm going to be doing a plan with me for the week of January 13th through 19th using this cute kit from Pink Planner Shop called Winter Fantasy. This kit is based on the art of the Chronicles of Narnia. Now you can see there's a lot of red and green in this kit, so I think it was intended to be like a Christmassy type kit, but I'm going to switch out the washi so that it looks more like wintry rather than true Christmas. This kit came with a lot of pages. There were actually some tall box fashion girl type situation things that I did not print, along with some extra icons, just because I decided I was going to use a colorway from Pink Diamond Planner Co. instead. So these were all the extra washi colors that came with this kit. I really liked this icy blue with the snowflakes, and I decided to pair that with the red to go with the red with this kit. So I also decided to use a matte silver foil bundle with from Scribble Prints Co. I think it's just called Snow. Matte foil is really interesting because it's definitely more muted, and the only regret that I made is that I did not create underlays in a solid color to go underneath these underlays to make them really shine. But other than that, this is me just like humming and hawing about the position. So I formally decided on that. I'm going to hold on to those in case another kit would benefit from those. And then you can see, so her bundles come with headers and different overlays. The overlays can be used for a variety of different kits. There's actually a half box that you can turn into a full scene. The underlays were interesting because they went on this diagonal, which I'm not really sure why that was, but anyway, so that was the full spread. I actually forgot that I had this sheet with the bundles and the icons until halfway through my planning. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it and stay tuned because I'm going to fast forward and come back in another voiceover. Hi there, welcome back to the channel. This is the third week that I am doing a plan with me in this planner, and I am really loving it so far. I did speed this up a lot, so if this is too fast, um, I apologize. I think laying down the base is fun for me, and maybe I'll do a talk through the next um, coming up, but I was just trying to just make it shorter for people. You can't really see the matte silver. It kind of disappears a little bit in this spread. What I liked about this was that it combined a lot of the dark colors with some brights. So I think for matte silver, moving forward, the best thing if you're going to use underlays is have solid dark underlays underneath those to really make it sing because the snowflakes really disappeared on this spread, unfortunately. Really can't see them, but I sort of knew that going in, so that's okay. I really love this scene with the tree and the cat and the pillow. This is kind of what I always wanted to have when I was a kid. You know, kids don't like to sleep in beds, we like to sleep in forts. And I feel like this is the epitome of that. I did, I have read these books. It's been a while since I read the Narnia series, but I was inspired to use this art because my good friend Karen, her daughter's birthday was actually the week before this, but I thought it was this week. And she was in a play for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe when she was a kid, so it made me think of her. But I love the details of this artwork, the Turkish delight, the little Aslan references with the lion, um, Mr. Tumnus references, the sleigh, Lucy, all of that. It's very cute. But putting this together was a lot of fun. And yeah, you can really see the snowflakes a lot more on the headers now that I'm looking at them. That looked pretty cool. I used basically all the full boxes. There were a ton more full boxes for this kit that I just didn't print. There was a tall box and other things too, and maybe if I use this again, I'll just consider adding those, but because it already came with 2 fashion people and some animals, I was like, "You know what? I'm good." Um, plus It's hard for me to justify printing an entire sheet of color ink when I'm only gonna be using, like, a fraction of that sheet, so a lot of times that's what does it for me. I don't know if I'm, like, a cheapskate when it comes to printer ink, but it can be so expensive to replace. So, anyway, I think this came out looking really nice. It's very shiny because now I've got the ring light camera on top, but I love it. I think it is really, really pretty. And I did do a full week for this week, so I used the date covers and I did have deco for this. Um, I love that chunky sweater I'm wearing. Also, that script is from Carly Plans. I had her do all of my monthly scripts because I bought an undated planner. So I basically used all of the deco. I think there was maybe one little piece that I didn't use. And I like putting it on the sides and the corners so that I can get the whole scene. Um, it's really cool. But anyway, I feel like this is sort of my fantasy month, because I did Hogsmeade the week before. So, oh, and there's my sticker snow. Just really is crazy. Okay. Well, and it looks really good. I think, oh, here we go. The whole reinforcers have a function and they're also very sparkly. But anyway, this is kind of a tough week for me, to be honest. I will get into it when I get into the day by day. But just a quick trigger warning, I do talk about someone who passes away. So, moving into the day by day. So, we had on Monday, it was actually my friend Liana's birthday. Happy birthday, Liana. She's more of a Lord of the Rings fan than a Narnia fan, but um, that script is a custom from Plannahannah. And I had this pink diamond um, bundle that I used a lot of scripts for and stickers for. So that conversation heart is from Carly Plans, and that script is from Plannahannah. I did use like regular silver in this a little bit. Um, so I got up on Monday. I did speech therapy. I marked that I had an eligibility IEP meeting, but it actually ended up getting canceled because the parent was not available. She is actually um, anyway, it didn't work out, so we rescheduled it. After work, I went to the library because I had to return a hold, and I had a hold that I needed to pick up, and that was really fun. I hadn't been to the library in a while. I also went to UPS and returned my Rent the Runway shipment. I accidentally ordered Rent the Runway for this month. I didn't mean to. I've been skipping every other month, but I was actually grateful because I was able to rent a really warm coat and I've been using it. So that sticker on the bottom, that was Once More with Love, and it just said with my love because I was hanging out with my husband the evening. On Tuesday, I had a really tough morning. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I did mark it in my planner. I also lost my bullet journal this week. I think I left it at school. So I've been using my Hustle Sanely planner just to mark what I did, and I was going off of that. So some of this, if it seems nebulous, it's because the thing I usually refer to for referencing for these, I couldn't remember. But that emoji is from Stick with the Plan Co. And I just wrote that I had a really tough morning. Um, I think this was because the cats woke me up in the middle of the night. I did have an IEP results meeting right away, and um, when I got to work, my coworker who's usually there was actually out that day, and I had forgotten my badge and keys at home. So I had to do this quick IEP meeting. A coworker let me into the building. I did the meeting, and then I immediately went home. It's about a 10-minute drive from where I work. Got my badge, got my keys, came back, and then I did regular speech therapy. But it's just not a great way to start your day, and I think part of it had to do with me being tired the night before. Then I had a different eligibility meeting, which I wasn't sure how this was going to go because the student didn't qualify for speech. And in my old school, if a student didn't qualify for speech, the parents were thrilled. In my new schools, if they don't qualify for speech, the parents are not always thrilled. And so I have to do a lot of justification for why they didn't qualify. And it can be tough. I did do my session notes today. And in the evening, I just marked that I was reading Fourth Wing. Um, I don't think I had finished it. I was still working on it, but that icon is from Carly Plans, and everything else is from Once More with Love or the bundle. Okay, so on Wednesday, I had a doctor's appointment first thing in the morning, and the last time I had this doctor's appointment, I was very, very nervous because I got bad news. So um, I did use a brave, and I actually had a lot going on Wednesday, so I basically cover the entire thing with all the entire column with little things. I had 5 little things on the top half of the day, and then I had 4 smaller things on the bottom. So I did use that Once More with Love sticker to mark that I was being brave, and I knew that, so I was trying to keep myself occupied. I went to my doctor's appointment. That sticker is from Fox and Pip, and everything went well. I was really happy to hear that. It was a short relief. I did do speech therapy. That Play-Doh sticker is from Carly Plans. I had that rescheduled IEP meeting from Monday, and that went really well. And then after that, I had to do a speech language eval, and that scribbler is from Scribble Prints Co. So I did have to I was trying to help out my mom and dad. My dad needed a doctor's appointment, and sometimes it's really difficult to get these appointments, especially if you have issues with um, making appointments or using online technology where there's duo authentication and you have to change your password. And it can be a lot for older people. So I called my dad's doctor and I was able to get a doctor's appointment over the phone, which was so great. Um, so that sticker is from the Pink Planner Co. colorway. And then I just marked that I did session notes at the end of the day as well. Then after that, it was Wednesday, so I went to Publix because Publix has $5 sushi rolls. And so that's Wednesday has become my designated grocery day where I do a lot of the work. And this is the point where I remember that I had a matte silver bundle for foil and I could use those stickers as well. So, and then I had book club in the evening, and it was so nice because I got to catch up with my neighborhood friends. There's the full first half of the week. We read a really creepy book this month called Death Notes on an Execution. I can't really recommend it if it's not your thing, like if true crime is not your thing, but um, it was beautifully written. It was just very creepy. So then moving on to Thursday. Thursday was a very, very hard day. It started with a really difficult conversation I had with my husband, and then we made up like within the hour over a long phone call, but it was just a hard day. And then, so then I marked that I did speech therapy, and that is from Beautiful Mess Plans Co. And then I got a phone call or text from my mother saying that my Uncle Frank, who has been sick for a while, was now in hospice and that he might be passing away. And I was pretty shook by that. I couldn't really wrap my head around it. I know he'd been ill for a while, but I was very, very distraught, confused. I got this text while I was doing speech therapy. Um, so for the rest of the day, I was kind of a mess. I still had to go to meetings, I still had to do sessions, but it was really hard. And he was living in Minneapolis, so it's not like I could just get up and go to see him. So that Once More with Love sticker is like marked fragile and says in my feelings. So I just sort of went through my day. Um, doing the best that I could, and I was going to be out the following day for some professional development training, so I didn't really have a lot of time to just kind of coast, but I decided to just go through the motions. I got through the day, and then I had to go to CVS to pick up medications because they were holding them for me, and it was the last day that I could pick them up. So that icon is from the colorway. And then I also ended up having to order new medications over the phone because they were compound material and you can't just like get them at the drugstore. They have to be made for you. Um, so I was able to do that over the phone. And then in the evening, I just had a Google Meet with my friend. She's super sweet. I really love her. We meet every week, usually Wednesdays, but I had deferred it to Thursday, and then my Thursday was bad. So she was great to talk to, though. Uh, so thanks, Lynette. So that sticker is from Once More with Love as well. So then on Friday, I had a really difficult time sleeping. So I just used um, the foil bundle with a little sleepy mask and a script that said tired AF, just to mark that I was pretty exhausted. I did have a professional development training this day, so I had signed up to do it's like prevention interventions. It's basically how you handle children who are dysregulated and how to safely um, regulate them in the classroom, but then also keep them from hurting themselves or hurting others in a safe way. And I've been putting this training off for a long time, but I was like, you know what? It's better to do it now. Um, so I did the training. It was an all-day thing. And then after training, I called my parents just to see how my uncle was doing. And they were literally on the phone with my aunt. But there hadn't been any developments at that point. So um, I did go shopping because I needed new shoes to wear to work. My sneakers were totally shot. They had holes in them. Um, and I actually didn't find sneakers. And I was looking for this uniform scrub store where I could buy new scrubs, and um, I couldn't actually. We were closed, so I ended up walking around the mall for about an hour and a half. But I guess it was good. I got my steps in, and it kind of kept me distracted from everything that was going on with my family. I did reach out. I've been reaching out to my cousins, my aunts, my mom and my dad on and off, like for the last 2 days, and I hadn't really heard any updates at that point. So I came home and my husband made this incredible dinner. He actually fried Brussels sprout leaves that he's been growing Brussels sprouts in our garden, and they were so good. And I was just so grateful to him. He took really good care of me. And then after we ate dinner, we binge watched a show called Your Honor, which is unbelievably good. It's on Netflix. It's dark, but it's really well made and excellent cast. Also, the second half of my Rent the Runway did get delivered that day. So the first time I wrote that in, I thought that was when the shipment arrived, was actually when I was returning it. So then on Saturday, I marked that I woke up early. I couldn't sleep, couldn't fall back asleep, I should say. And so I did. This is when I finally finished Fourth Wing. Um, and it was really good. Really enjoyed it. I have Iron Flame. I haven't um, really gotten too far into it yet, but I'm looking forward to reading it. I was talking here about ripping stickers. So I really had some issues there. We got up and I made avocado toast. I used the egg from the foil bundle, but I did make avocado toast. And then we got in our car and we got gas. And right after that, we went to Costco. We don't go to Costco very often, but we like to get there really, really early, right when it starts. Um, the Costco script is from Carly Plans, and so is the Kindle icon. The Costco Doodle is from Once More with Love. But it was fun to be in Costco when there was, like, nobody in there. It was a wild departure from if you live in New York and you've ever been to a Costco, it's like a zoo. Whereas here, it's much, much more civil and people are nice and you can find things that you need, and so that was really good. I could tell that that sticker was crooked, and I was like, "You know what? I'm not gonna bother." So then I came home and I wanted to print and cut some stickers, and the SLP Summit, which was a um, free CEUs summit that goes on, I think, once or twice a year. Anyway, I was watching the recordings of that, and it was an incredible piece about facilitative context for articulation. For those of you who are not SLPs, you might not be interested in that, but it was great. So I was cutting and printing stickers while simultaneously watching this professional development. I earned an hour CEU credit, which was great. Um, and so I used that little Once More with Love sticker to mark that. And I did a lot of cutting and printing because I purchased all these print kits and then I hadn't actually done anything. So, okay. So then I called my parents just to check in again. And that's when I found out that my uncle had actually passed away. Um, and he'd actually passed away the day before, about 30 minutes after I had called them while I was in the store. Um, both my parents had very like sad reactions to that happening, and I think in the midst of their grief, they thought that somebody else was going to tell me what had happened. Just because I'd been in contact with so many people and nobody told me. So I was a little shocked and sad. Um, but yeah, so that rose was from the colorway. But yeah, God bless you, Uncle Frank. May you rest in peace. My uncle had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's several years ago. And so, in a weird way, this is like a peaceful passing, I think. But he was young, he was in his 70s. Um, so later that night, we did get just takeout. We got this Hawaiian barbecue, which was really interesting. And then it was my husband's pick for movie night. He offered, to let me pick something, and I said, "No, no, no, you pick." And he actually picked 2001: A Space Odyssey, which I'd never seen all the way through, and it was a really fascinating movie, like a great departure from a lot of space movies that have come out recently, and so I thought it was really interesting, and a good movie pick. Um, so then on Sunday, we did sleep in. I did start reading a little bit of Iron Flame. I also Is it just me, or do all of your book holds come in at once? They always come in at once, and I never know which ones to watch first, or read first, or listen to first. So after sleeping in, we got up, we had breakfast. I did have a wax appointment that day, and then after that, there was a Marshall's Home Goods right in the same area, and so I decided to go there to see if I could buy sneakers, and I actually did find a really nice pair of sneakers that was marked down significantly, less expensive than what I would have paid. But they also had um, all this great skincare and makeup stuff, and they had Clinique products for like $10, like face wash and toner and things that cost like $25, $35 a bottle. And I got it for $10 each. So I did buy that. So that's what that makeup sticker is for, because I just sort of I'm trying to I'm almost 40, so my skin is changing, and I don't wear makeup most of the days because I work with kids and I just don't have the need for it. But um yeah, so I did do a little bit of planning time, which is what you're seeing now. I did film this video, and then I did watch TV with Frank. We were watching the Saturday Night Live documentary that's really, really good. It's on Peacock, and we actually stayed up a little late doing that. So there we go. That is the full week. And I'll show you everything right now in the full spread. All right, so this is the finished spread. I think this came out really well. I'm not crazy about matte silver just because I feel like it doesn't show up as well, especially in scripts, but I think it's very pretty. You really can't see the underlays at all. They're very, very subtle, but like you can kind of see it here because I didn't space this box out well, but the rest of this looks great. So thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for the next plan with me, and I will see you next time. Have a great week. Take care.